This is True Transformative Fitness. So let me ask you a question. You want to transform, right? Meaning that the way you look several months from now, you want to look different in a good way, not a bad way, okay? You want to transform like a caterpillar. You know what I mean? You have a caterpillar he's a caterpillar. And then eventually he turned into that butterfly. So if you want to turn into that butterfly, you need to listen up, okay? So if you want to transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly, you need to cause adaptation in your training, right? And what I mean by that is that everything works. Everything works. Let me explain. So if you've been doing high repetitions, 15 to 20 repetitions, we're going to change it between 1 and 10. If you've been doing low repetitions, between 2 and 5, we're going to up it to 10 to 15. You understand what I'm saying? If you've been using barbells all the time, right? Yeah, that's good for overloading, you know what I mean, running the weight up. Then we need to switch over to dumbbells. If you've been using dumbbells all the time, you need to switch over to barbells. If you've been using either one of those, then you need to switch over to kettlebells. You understand what I'm saying? You need to start throwing new tools at your body when the body isn't expecting. Don't get married to anything in this gym, all right? You know what I mean? Don't get married to the machine. Especially don't get married to the machines, because you know when you members use nothing but machines, you're completely taking your stabilizing muscles out of the movement, and that's going to stagnate your transformation. You're going to stay a caterpillar, all right? You're gonna keep being a caterpillar if you marry yourself to those machines that's not taking the stabilizing muscles. That's not including the stabilizer muscles, because the stabilizer muscles burn a whole lot of calories in it, and it causes a lot of adaptation. Okay, all right. So, and again, if you've been doing full body, all right, then we're gonna split it up where we're gonna do lower body, upper body. See, you get the moral of the story. You got to keep switching it up and know when to switch it up. You know what I mean? Because when you do that, that's when the body doesn't have a chance to get used to what you're throwing at it, okay? All right, so it all works. So people who be like, oh, no, man, only low repetitions with heavy weight work, or people who only high repetitions work. You know, sometimes you keep the weight the same. You know what I mean? Sometimes you may pyramid from heavy to light. Sometimes you may pyramid from light to heavy. Sometimes you may just keep the same weight. You get what I'm saying now? All right? And then once you've done your resistance training, then again, I keep preaching the same thing. On the separate day, you caterpillar, because that's what a lot of people are. They're not reaching that butterfly status, all right? So you caterpillars need to do your resistance training on one day, and then do your cardiovascular work on a total separate day. Because on a day we're doing resistance training, we're stimulating your muscular system, all right? These guns, you know what I mean? We working on a muscular system. And then on the next day, we're going to flush that lactic acid out from that work we putting in with the resistance training with the cardiovascular, right? So with that cardiovascular work, that's going to lean us out at the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you become a butterfly, where, you know, you get your muscular and your cardiovascular as one. And then you're going to be flying around with your butterfly wings, man. I call them bat wings, but, you know, with them lats spread, all right? So, again, it's free information, people. You know what I mean? I'm living my best physical life right now. I want y'all to join the party. You know what I mean? Get your butterfly on. Done.